Welcome back to the United Center, which is pretty much emptied out except for that group you see in the bottom right side of your screen. That is the delegation from Minnesota. And they've been cheering and chanting Walz for probably the last 15 minutes, refusing to go and enjoying the moment here at the UC after a big night for their governor.
Yeah, let's see how long they go tonight. Yeah. All right, well, we are now joined by our two political analysts, former Alderman Leslie Hairston and former head of the Illinois Republican Party, Pat Brady. Let's start with Tim Walz. He used to be a teacher, so let's give him a grade in his first big speech to the nation. Leslie?
I'd give him an A-.
Okay. Where's the minus come in?
Well, because it was his first time out, and I want him to move up.
Okay. Well, we got a text from former Mayor Lightfoot, who's been with us all week. She said, for what it's worth, I don't recall ever seeing a VP candidate make a speech like that. You can absolutely see why he's so popular in Minnesota. Pat?
Oh, agree completely. You know, and he was smart enough to keep it to 14 minutes.
Yeah.
and that's why it was so effective. He got up, said what he was going to say, fired everybody up, and sat down. And that I think that's very appealing. 40, 50-minute speeches at these kind of things, I just think are kind of a waste of time.
Well, speaking of that, I know you have a strong feeling about another one of our speakers tonight, former President Bill Clinton. You thought his speech went too long?
Yeah, way too long. And I don't even know what the point of it was. They should have put him on Monday night. These are momentum things. Like you said in the intro, we want to build up, and it was like kind of a buzz buster. But I get it. He deserves his due, but he should have been a Monday night speaker. But it doesn't matter. It finished up so strongly. And how can you have a bad night when you've got Oprah Winfrey, the world's greatest communicator, who built $1 billion business on communicating, laying out the case against Trump better than anybody I've heard in the last 10 years.
Well, your point, though, is that they sort of missed, once again, the primetime audience with how late it ran. Leslie, let's go back to Oprah for just a minute, because she made a direct plea. Pat's talked all week about speaking to people outside this building. She did that tonight, going directly toward independent voters.
I think that she did. I think Governor Walz did the same thing, talking about the families in the rural areas. So I think they both did. Oprah has a way of bringing it to you and putting it right in front of your face, setting the table and letting you eat it. She had some really wonderful things to say, and people listen to her. People respect her still, and I think she just made the case.
Everyone on the floor stood for the whole thing.
And where I was, everybody was standing. It was quiet in there. People were listening. People were paying attention.
Yeah, well, of course she has a background as both a journalist, public speaker, and she has a way of drawing in the crowds. There were common themes that she was able to get them to chant back to her: trust, truth. She talked about hope, of course, joy, let's choose freedom. And, of course, that's the theme tonight. So, Pat, hearkening on that, though, they talked a lot about freedom of choice, freedom of your body, freedom to raise your family. Do you think that resonates with these independent voters?
Oh, absolutely. And they have stolen that theme wisely from the Republicans. That used to be, those are our talking points. The big government liberals are taking away your freedoms. They have completely flipped that narrative on its head, and brilliantly in the last four. I have never seen, listen, I'm still a Republican. I'm not a Trumpy, but I'm still a Republican. These guys, the Democrats, are usually more screwed up than anybody, but they have executed a perfect playbook here, and then tonight it could not have gone better.
The messaging. All right, let's move ahead to tomorrow and what you expect from Kamala Harris. It's her big moment tomorrow night. What do you think, Leslie?
I think she's going to knock it out the park. I think she's going to do great. I'm looking forward. I'm excited to see her tomorrow. I'm also excited to see her message, because I think people are going to really begin to see a side of her that they haven't seen before. And I think she's going to connect with the audiences that are not inside of this room.
And all that goodness we've talked about, but this is still a dead heat. 81 million
and
people
I don't
are going to.
think anybody is taking that away.
Yeah, and that was why I think it was so smart. We got to work. They've laid the table perfectly, but if they don't work, they're not going to win.
So, Pat, what is it that you want to hear from her that you think could give her that lead? Not that you really want to hear it from a Republican.
I want to hear her say she's going to stay in NATO. She's going to cut taxes for everybody. She's going to be a free market conservative. I don't think I'm going to hear that, though.
Do you think that's how anybody is going to start out, really?
Well, I'm telling you what I want to hear. Yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, I want to hear a good Republican speech.
What
she'll
would
do
she
a fine
need
job
to win, to move ahead?
I don't think this is an issues campaign. I think this is a personality. Who do you like campaign? Be likable and don't go long. and talk about the things she's talked about.
Well, I disagree with that. I mean, this is definitely an issues campaign. I mean, that's
Then
why
you guys are going to lose.
No, we're not going to lose.
Yep.
You know, this is not just about personality, because obviously Walz Harris has the better personalities. Let's talk about.
I'll agree with that one.
Right. So it's not about. It's going to be about the issues, and again, what people vote on, what matters to them.
Right.
All
Yeah,
right,
but the
we're gonna
issues of the Biden-Harris administration, they polled horribly. I think if it's an issue campaign, they'll end up. It's not going to go well for them.
We're going to have to leave it at that. Thank you both.
Yes, thank you.